Hello and welcome. I am Alan, and today we are going to continue on our series about the Congressional Donors. You always better know who your congressmen feel they are indebted to, since they don't seem to be working for the majority of the American people. As always, I have my notes here, but with that said, let's kind of hop into this. First one we're going to talk about today is Roy Blunt. He's 69-year-old and he is the senator for Missouri. He is a Republican and he is serving his second term as senator. Now, he graduated from Southwest Baptist University and graduated from Missouri State University. He was a high school teacher. He was the clerk and chief election officer for Greene County, Missouri. He was the Missouri State Secretary of State. And he was president of Southwest Baptist University. He was a representative in the United States House of Representatives. And finally, he was elected to the U.S. Senate. The Senate committees he's on: Appropriations, the Committee for Commerce, Science, and Transportation, and he's the chairman for the Rules and Administration Committee. Now, let's look at the top 5 individual donors. Number 1, the Crawford Group. They are a car rental services company based in St. Louis, Missouri. They donated $115,800. Number 2, Goldman Sachs. They're an American multinational investment bank and financial services company headquartered in New York City, New York. And they donated $84,650. Next is the Jones Financial Company. Jones Financial Companies. Basically, one of their subsidiaries is Edward Jones. And they are a registered broker-dealer headquartered in West Perez, Missouri. And they donated $73,800. Behind them is Capital One Financial. It is a bank holding company specializing in credit cards, auto loans, banking, and savings accounts, and it is headquartered in McLean, Virginia. And they donated $70,000. And Bear AG is the last donor for Mr. Blunt. They are a German multinational pharmaceutical and life sciences company and one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world. And they're headquartered in Leverkusen, Germany. And they donated $67,518. Now, let's look at the top 5 industry donors. At number 1, we have Securities and Investment. They donated a total of $897,657. Then we have Real Estate, who donated a total of $770,032. Then we have Retired, who donated $658,158. At least he's got something that represents the people. Number 4, Leadership PACs, which donated $634,046. And at number 5, Lawyers and Law Firms, which in total donated $632,940. And that was Roy Blunt of Missouri. Next individual we are going to talk about is Suzanne Bonamici. She is 64-year-old and represents the 1st District of Oregon. She is a Democrat, and she is serving her 5th term in the U.S. House of Representatives. Now, she graduated Lane Community College. Then she also graduated from University of Oregon. She was a lawyer, and then a Oregon State representative, and then in the Oregon State Senate, and then elected to the United States House of Representatives. Her House committees are the Committee for Education and the Workforce, and the Committee for Science, Space, and Technology. Now, let's look at our top 5 individual donors. Number 1, Nike Incorporated. Of course, Nike is based in Oregon, so they're going to want an Oregon representative in their book of payments. And of course, Nike is an American multinational corporation engaged in design, development, manufacture, and worldwide sales and marketing of footwear, apparel, equipment, accessories, and services. And they are headquartered in Beaverton, Oregon. Altogether, they donated $19,442. Now, next is Intel Corp. They are an American multinational corporation and technology company headquartered in Santa Clara, California. And they donated $11,953. Next, Portland General Electric. They are a public utility electric company that powers Multnomah, Clackamas, Marion, Yaml, Washington, and Polk counties. And they are headquartered in Portland, Oregon. They donated $10,000 $500. Next is Home Depot. They are a multinational hardware chain headquartered in Cobb County, Georgia. They donated a total of $10,010. And last is American Crystal Sugar. They are a national producer of sugar and are based in Minnesota. They donated a total of $10,000. Now, let's look at the top 5 industry donors. Number 1, lawyers and law firms. Altogether, they donated $77,212. Next is miscellaneous manufacturing and distributing. Altogether, they donated $57,265. Next is health professionals. Altogether, they donated $50,058. Next is public sector unions. They donated altogether $46,000. And finally, we have retired, who altogether donated $36,348. And that was Suzanne Bonamici. Now, our next person is Cory Booker. And he is 50-year-old and is a senator from New Jersey. He is a Democrat and is serving his second term as senator. Now, he's got a pretty high-end resume. He graduated from Stanford. He was a Rhodes Scholar at the Queen's College for the University of Oxford, from which he graduated. And he graduated from Yale Law School. He was an attorney for nonprofit. He was a member of the Newark City Council. He was mayor of Newark, New Jersey. And finally, he was elected to the United States Senate. Now, his Senate committees. The Committee for Environment and Public Works, the Committee for Foreign Relations, the Committee for the Judiciary, the Committee for Small Business and Entrepreneurship. Now, let's get into talking about his top 5 individual donors. And these are some big numbers. It's kind of ridiculous. You see numbers like his and you're like, we really need to get the money out of politics. Number 1, Paul Weiss et al., which is Paul Weiss, Rifkind, Wharton, and Garrison, LLP. They are an international law firm headquartered in New York City, New York. They donated a total of $177,020. Next is NORPAC, a bipartisan, multi-candidate political action committee working to strengthen the U.S.-Israel relationship, and they were founded in New Jersey. And they donated 158,871. Next is Sullivan and Cromwell, an international law firm headquartered in New York City, New York. And they donated 138,150. Next is Gibbons PC, a U.S. law firm with offices in 4 states, and they donated 134,375. And last on the top 5 individual donors, we have Greenberg Traurig LLP, an international law firm founded in Miami, Florida, and they donated 90,710. Now, let's talk about the top 5 industry donors. And this is where numbers get obscene. It's just... Number 1, lawyers and law firms. It should have been evident based on his top 5 individual donors, since 4 of the 5 were lawyers or law firms. But altogether, they donated 3,186,358. Next, securities and investment. Altogether, they donated 2,863,271. Next is real estate. They donated 1,492,304. Next is TV, movies, and music. Altogether, they donated 1,112,774. And retired, which donated 973,754. And that was Cory Booker. Next, let's talk about John Boozman. He's 68-year-old and a senator for Arkansas. He is a Republican, and he's serving his 2nd term as senator. He graduated from the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville. He graduated Southern College of Optometry. He was an optometrist, a business owner, a rancher, member of the Rogers, Arkansas School Board, a member of the United States House of Representatives, and finally elected to the U.S. Senate. Oh, my back's killing me. Now, his Senate committees. He's on the Committee for Agriculture, Nutrition, and Forestry. He's on the Committee for Appropriations, the Committee for the Budget, the Committee for Environment and Public Works, and the Committee for Veterans Affairs. Now, let's look at his top 5 individual donors. Another huge name on this list. At number 1 of his individual donors, Walmart Incorporated. An American multinational retail corporation that operates chains of hypermarkets, discount department stores, and grocery stores. And they are headquartered in Bentonville, Arkansas. Altogether, they donated $67,680. Next is Stevens Group, a privately held independent financial services firm, and they are headquartered in Little Rock, Arkansas. Altogether, they donated $61,700. Next, all I got was U.S. Senate was what was listed. And I'm assuming that's just a fund for U.S. senators. Unless he got a fundraiser from the Senate. I'm not quite clear on that. But U.S. Senate. And it donated $25,400. Next, Tyson Foods, an American multinational corporation that operates in the food industry, and they're headquartered in Springdale, Arkansas. They donated $24,750. And NextEra Energy, a Fortune 200 energy company with revenue of over $17 billion in 2017, and they are headquartered in Juno Beach, Florida. They donated $23,500. Now, let's look at his top 5 industry donors. At the top is Health Professionals, who altogether donated $327,715. Next is Leadership Packs, who altogether donated $311,034. Then Securities and Investment, who altogether donated $284,650. At number 4 is Retired, which altogether donated $237,499. And lastly is Commercial Banks, which altogether donated $222,050. And that was John Boozman. And this brings us to our last Congress member, Mike Bost. He's 58-year-old, and he represents the 12th District of Illinois. He's a Republican and serving in his 3rd term in the House. Now, he got certified the Firefighter Academy from the University of Illinois. He was in the U.S. Marine Corps. No matter what I may disagree with you on further in the video, thank you for your service. He was a truck manager, a firefighter, a business owner, member of the Jackson County, Illinois Board, the Murfreesboro Township, Illinois Treasurer, the Murfreesboro Township, Illinois Trustee, member of the Illinois State House of Representatives, and finally he was elected to the United States House of Representatives. Now, let's look at his House committees. He's on the Committee for Agriculture, the Committee for Transportation and Infrastructure, and the Committee for Veterans Affairs. And that brings us to his top 5 individual donors. At the top is Genmar Corp. They develop and manufacture quality ground control products for mining, tunneling, and civil construction, and they are headquartered in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They donated $37,800. Behind them is Poetker Construction, and they are a construction company based in Breeze, Illinois. They donated a total of $26,300. Behind them is Seafarers International Union, an organization of 12 autonomous labor unions of mariners, fishermen, and boatmen working aboard vessels flagged in the United States or Canada. And they donated a total of $14,500. Next is Exelon Corp, an American Fortune 100 energy company. They are headquartered in Chicago, Illinois. They donated $14,200. And we have the Nighthawk Coal Company, a coal mining company based in Percy, Illinois. And they donated $13,500. That'll bring us to his top 5 industry donors. Number 1 is Leadership Packs, who altogether donated $311,265. Next is Securities and Investment, who donated $142,615. Then we have Crop Production and Basic Processing, who donated $126,013. Then Real Estate, which donated $109,728. And finally, Mining, which donated $83,900. And that was Mike Bost. And that was pretty much it for today's video. Remember, you got to know who your government representatives are really feeling they are indebted to instead of you. You need to know why their votes go the way they go and what positions they back for what reasons. Anyway, I'll see you all again in the next video. But until then, later.